Hello and welcome back to Velocity Online Volume 3. Glad to see all your smiling faces in chat. We are here with Creeper and Eberson for a Here Comes Niko 80% run. Hooray! Let's introduce you guys. Come on in.
Alright, hey guys, I'm Creeper, and I'm here with Eberson, and we're playing Here Comes Niko. Eberson, say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, so, yeah, I think we should just start off with it. Here Comes Niko came out this year. It was developed by a Dutch company, Frog Vibes, and released by Gears for Breakfast, you know, from A Hand in Time. And there's a fun little Easter egg we're going to encounter about that a little later, but now we're just going to start the run. So, we're going to start the run as soon as I hit this button. So, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. All right.
Fantastic. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, Eberson is going to explain exactly what we're doing after I'm done with this little cutscene. Right. So this is Pepper. He's a very cute frog. And he's telling us about his new job offering as a professional friend. And this is what the entire game is about.
Yeah, so Here Comes Niko, like Creeper was saying, is a 3D puzzle platformer. The game is about Niko, a child who ran away from home after an argument with their parents. And you're going around, you're applying for this job as a professional friend, and you're doing these little side quests for different characters in order to get coins. And these coins will let you unlock worlds, and and our end goal is the interview with Pepper.
Yep. So we got a first one right here. We just had to bring him some lunch. Go ahead, Emerson.
Yeah, something kind of weird about speedrunning this game as well is that holding forward is actually bad for the run. You actually lose a lot of momentum when you're diving or when you take those cannons that you saw earlier. So typically we just let the movement inputs just be neutral.
Yeah, so basically anytime I dive or hit a can, I'm taking away all my control. So we have a couple of these cutscenes between each level. For the first couple levels, we'll kind of talk over because tell you what's happening. Basically, it's voicemails from family members. Sometimes you get a phone call from an actual person. And it's kind of explaining the story of how Niko ran away from home and everything. But that's not really what the story is about in the end. It's more about Niko becoming a professional friend. All right, and here we have our first level, Hairball City. So we're going to collect this tape, and then we're going to do the first of many quests that we have to do to collect coins. This is volleyball. Listen, can you explain what I'm doing here?
Yeah, so volleyball, there's 2 different NPCs that you can find. There's one in each level, and there's a different version of this volleyball game. This one is Big Volley, so it's just kind of a normal version of it. And then after we hit the ball back 5 times, we've beaten the original record that the NPC has set, and they will give us a coin for it.
Yep. Do a quick detour to grab some of those collectibles at the top. Talk to Travis is his name. I keep messing it up, but his name is Travis. And you get a coin. So the next quest we're going to do, or move towards, we're collecting all these collectibles. We're going to explain these as time comes. So these butterflies and those tapes. We're going to do our next quest. It's the little Gabby quest. We have to pot these plants, and they pot in certain patterns. And you can see them on the board here behind each of the seeds. So this one just only plants one plant, and this one just plants everything around it in the center. And then we're going to do the last one. Talk to little Gabby, and get a coin. Now, I do need this butterfly desperately. Alright, speaking of butterflies, let's grab all of these. I actually need all of these, and he went into the building. Very cool.
So this is one of the more RNG heavy parts, is the butterflies.
This is really bad. We have 16. So this is... We need a lot of backup butterflies. Oh boy. Okay, so I just talked to Gunther on top of this building, and Gunther is what we call a level-specific quest. So they're basically NPCs with a specific quest to that level. You don't see them anywhere else. All the other quests, they kind of just return. So we're going to see a lot more Volley, we're going to see more Gabby, etc. Basically, he's very shy. He has social anxiety, and talk to him, make him feel good about himself. and he decides, hey, let's talk to more people. So, and he gives us a coin for giving him confidence.
Yeah.
Now, Everson can explain the butterflies as I try to get everything here.
So these butterflies are a world-specific collectible. Each world will have a different type of bug, and these bugs will be traded to an NPC named Blesley. 30 of them will give you a coin. You'll see Blesley here in a moment down on the bottom of the screen.
There's a 30th. Okay, that was really bad butterflies, but we got it. Cool. Alright, we did talk to an NPC in the lighthouse. His name is Dustin. He gives us a coin for besting him and getting in to unreachable places that he got. And now we're doing Fisher. This run is really fast, so we're trying to keep up, but we're going to encounter Dustin again. We can talk a little bit more about him later. So this Fisher, he lost his hook, but he needs to catch all the fish in the sea. So we become this hook for him instead, even though his hook is literally on top of his hat. Alright. So all we have to do is just kind of jump near the fish. We don't have to jump right on top of it. And we grab it. We're getting sent back to Fisher. And then we have to do that 5 times in different spots. And once we get all the fish, it'll give us a little joke about Finding Nemo here. And we get a coin. So we got 5 coins. We are technically allowed to leave the level. But we're going to collect an extra coin to skip another sequence of fishing later on in the run. Because fishing is kind of slow. And that was Blesley. We don't talk about that. Alright.
So this upcoming train sequence, one thing that wasn't really mentioned, these training sequences are just kind of button mashing, so they'd be a good time for going on like donations and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okie dokie, let me just have a look. I'm pretty sure we do have an incentive coming up. Some of you may know there is a Mega Man run coming up, specifically Mega Man Extreme 2. It was any percent, but we met a target. It's now 100% NG+, which is fantastic. And there is a bid war going on. I think you can choose between X mission and Zero mission, and I do believe X mission is in the lead by $5 at the moment. So if anyone wants to get in some bid wars, anything like that, hop in for Mega Man. It starts just after Here Comes Niko. So we're going to close that off when this run finishes. After that, we've got a couple more, such as Rolled Out. We have character name bid wars. It's currently in the lead is Flotsam the Axolotl. We also have Guava the Koala. And one that is, I cannot read because words are bouncing around on my screen. That's after the Mega Man run. So yeah, don't forget to get your donations in. You can !donate in the chat, and yeah, just donate to this wonderful cause if you would be so kind.
Absolutely. And who wants to see X mission over Zero mission? I mean, come on, guys. Get some donations in for that. All right.
Some shade, okay?
So a few things that we've done since the start. We went through these red gates here, and after you go through these red gates, you get to talk to a wind dragon, which lets us do the quest of this world.
Yep.
Which there's a pelican that you would have seen at the bottom of the screen that we talked to after getting the wind going. The quest is that the turbine isn't going because the wind stopped.
Yep.
And then we also did the volley for this world, which is the air volley. That's basically just we go underneath of it, and the wind will pick us up high enough to hit the ball. And yeah, and this here that we're about to do is one of the skips in the game called Windmill Skip, where we can climb up and do a kind of it's not very perfect jump, but it's kind of precise.
Very tight window to start diving there.
Yeah.
And here's Dustin again. Hi, Dustin. We are leaving you. So, yeah, a lot happened there. This is Pelly. Hi, Pelly. He gave us a coin for fixing the turbine. The funny part is we fixed the turbine, and he's like, I don't know what you did, but it started turning, so have a coin.
And these cassettes that you see us picking up, just to quickly go over what they are, there's 2 different NPCs, one of each in each world, and they will trade us 5 cassettes for a coin.
Yes.
And you'll see those starting in the next world.
Yep. Because we're gonna go to Salmon Creek Forest, but it will be a very short visit. We're just gonna collect 4 things and then we out. It's because we're gonna go back to a previous level. We're gonna unlock more quests in the other levels, and we're just gonna collect a couple quick coins, and then we go back to Salmon Creek and finish up all the quests there. All right. So, if it ever loads, it's a very big level. We need 10 coins for this one, compared to the 5 we need for the rest of the game for every level. So this is a contact list. It's basically a whole bunch of emails and phone numbers of characters already in the game, and we just tell them, hey, the train, it works again. You can go to other areas in the world. And they start appearing in other areas of the world, giving us more coins to collect in the entire game. Alright, let's move up. So we just dove behind the waterfall, because there's always a secret area behind the waterfall in video games. We collect our coin, we jump down, we warp back to the pond, and we go back to the train to leave back for Herald City. And this time in Herald City, there's 3 things that we'll do. We're gonna do some arcade games, vandalism, and we're gonna trade cassettes. So arcade levels, which is the first thing we're gonna do, are basically levels that are kind of they're small levels in and of themselves. You have to do quick quests inside of them. You need to collect dog bones, or you just need to collect a coin that's somewhere in the level. And in this one, we just have to collect 5 dog bones. And once we do that, we get a coin that we can collect, and we can move on to the next quest, which will be vandalism.
Yeah, and you would have seen Creeper before coming into here picked up a spray can that you can bring into this level so that it makes it a little bit faster. What we have to do is we have to hit the ground 5 times while holding the spray can, and then that character that you just saw, Nina, will give us a coin.
Yep. And this is Mitch. He's one of the trade characters. He's vibing.
Yeah, this is one of the 2 different cassette characters. The other one is Mai, who we don't see as much in the run, but
I mean, she is the
one
best
of the best
character. She is the best character. Hands down. Alright. Okay, so we have another arcade level here. We have to collect another 5 dog bones, but this time umbrellas, because why not? So we're gonna collect this dog bone below. There's no collision, because why would there be? Collect this one, and normally you can do a very cool jump here, but I'm slow, so I don't. And then we grab this dog bone. As soon as we grab it, we dive off and grab the coin. And that was the whole arcade. And then we leave, and we're actually gonna start doing Salmon Creek. And Salmon Creek, the level has gone under so many changes for the route. It's actually insane. Episode gonna talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Salmon Creek, we used to go like almost the entire opposite way around. There used to be a bug in the game where if you collected the contact list, all of the coins would appear in the level right after it was collected, but it was supposed to be after you left the level and came back that they would show up. So we kind of had to change it because of that. Yeah. So this is the volley for this level as well. This is obstacle volley. It's very.
It's actually called Sportiful, but I don't know why. All right. But yeah, it's the character calls it obstacle volley. I'm pretty sure in the game. It used to be a lot more annoying. And here's RN3, who is completely broken and isn't actually supposed to be RNG. Yeah. In another arcade.
Yeah, so the tree that we just ran into, it can drop a bunch of different items, from a frog, an umbrella, benches, stuff like that. It's supposed to be a set pattern of what it drops, but its code is kind of broken where it'll just drop something at random. So it can drop the coin first, which it's not supposed to be able to.
Not at all. It's supposed to drop it after the frog has dropped down. In the arcade I just did, there's actually a faster route, and then there's my route, which is not faster. but we do it anyway. Cool. I really should learn that one. All right. Jump up. And we're gonna talk to Mitch. We all love Mitch. Oh, what beautiful camera view. All right. Cool. He's awesome. Speaking of lovable characters, we're gonna talk to Dustin. He's on top of the mountain, of course, because it's Dustin. He gives us a coin. And the next thing we're going to do is vandalism, collect 2 tapes, and we move on. It's a very long section because not really doing anything. So this would be a perfect time for donations or incentives, etc.
Brilliant, and just like that, I have a wonderful $50 anonymous donation. Thank you so much. And I do believe it has been put towards a naming incentive for rolled out new character bid war. Let's have a look. It is Rook the Field Unit with $50, which is now currently in the lead, beating the cute little axolotl. I mean, if anyone wants to change that, you know, you can go ahead on and donate to us. Exclamation point donate in the chat and support the axolotls in rolled out, please. I would love to see that. Thank you so much for that anonymous donation. A little bit more about the charity, though. Let's not forget that. Well, in the US, did you know that the rate of male suicides is alarmingly high? Around 3 out of 4 of all suicides are unfortunately men. And Movember Foundation is really trying to change this. It's taking a look at mental health through the lens of a man, focusing on prevention, early intervention, and health promotion. They're working towards a world where men take action to be mentally well, supported by those around them, and just basically removing as much stigma and kind of all this kind of toxic masculinity and everything around it. And by 2030, they're aiming to reduce the rate of male suicide by at least 25%. So really, every donation helps save a man. Could help save a man worldwide. And yeah, thank you all.
All right. Okay, so we're in public pool, and there was a murder, so we have to solve it. And we also met Hat Kit, which is awesome. I'm going to grab some more tapes, and then we're going to talk to the best character in the game. Here she is.
Yes, this is the other tape character. This is Mai.
We love her. All right. All right. Gonna do some more arcades. This is the only arcade in the run where there's actually a coin we just have to collect. It's very funny. So about that murder, there's a floaty killed, and we need to figure out who did it. It's very difficult to do. So I need a little bit of focus for that. After this arcade, it's gonna be very difficult. Okay, gonna go up, grab the coin, gonna set up. Arcade. All right. Oh, okay. The setup should still be fine, and we did it. All right, cool. Everson?
Yeah. So that was the entire thing. You just run through the investigation scene, and it's done the quest. But yeah, this is my favorite arcade. It's just 40 seconds of banging your head into a box, and yeah, this is the one that we're trying to cut out right now.
What do you mean? It's my favorite arcade.
Yeah, it's the greatest arcade, but
it's the greatest arcade in the game. Who doesn't love spending 35 minutes bonking their head? All right. And yeah, that was a whole joke, by the way, about the murder scene. You literally just have to walk through the scene and you complete the quest, which is really funny to me. All right.
Yeah.
No donation box.
Yeah. No, I think
always donate.
Yeah, I think you're like, until the next level is pretty empty.
Yep. By the way, the murder was the little kid. Who knew? Kids are evil. All right. Let's go. Okay. And all right. Well, so we're gonna go to the next level. It's Bathhouse. There's a little bit more story going on, but essentially it is Niko questioning if he should have ran from home, or he's feeling really down, but he's gonna talk to his friend Sarah, if the game lets me. And he feels good about himself, and Pepper gives him some encouraging words. And then we go to Bathhouse. So Bathhouse, it's basically the final level where we kind of wrap things up before we go to the actual final level for the interview. Oh, I got Pepper sniped. That's awesome. Basically, Pepper talks to you, and you don't want that to happen. It's like a hitbox I want to miss. But since the last level has an enormous skip where we don't need to collect coins or whatever, this is really the last level where we really do things. So we're going to collect 3 more tapes, and we're going to do a couple more quests. And speaking of which, oh, that was weird. We are doing the Lewis and Sertial quest. So Lewis, who was lost, was looking for the bathroom and can't find his husband anymore. So we're gonna bring him back to his husband, but he's pretty old, so you can only dive or jump once. So basically we take this route, we go up here, and we talk to his husband, Sertial, who is searching for him. And he's so grateful, he gives us a coin. And then we do the big skip. Oop. It's a groundhog.
Yeah, so there's 3 different ways of doing this this trick to get onto the roof. Groundhog is probably the easiest and the second fastest of them, only a little bit slower than Dust Hog.
Yep.
Which is the hardest version. Yeah.
And there's also a long
this-
volley skip where you have a vent over there that launches you all the way up when you down and jump. But that one's slow, so why do it? And here's Mai. This is the last time we'll see Mai, unfortunately. I love Mai. Aw. He looks so content. Alright, and here's Mitch. And we're gonna move on to Tapple HQ. It's gonna be very entertaining. We're gonna do a trick called applesauce. And I'll let Ebbison explain it because all I have to do is mash buttons.
Yeah, so applesauce is a trick that we found that allows us to skip 15 coins. There's an invisible barrier blocking us from going up to the final interview with Pepper, and there's a series of kind of precise jumps to get up to it by like skipping the barrier. Something kind of funny about it, when the dev put in that barrier, they had thought to themselves, and a quote from them is, "Ha, speedrunners, you can't get past this one." So it took us about a day to get past it after the game came out. So yeah,
Very
you can
cool.
see that. Yeah, and this is the trick here.
So here's the barrier. We're going to use the sides to go up, and then we hope to get on this middle beam first try. These are just practices, you know. That one didn't count. This one counted. There you go, first try. And that's applesauce. That's actually kind of a hard trick, and that's one new run to struggle with the most. All right. And then all we have to do now is do our interview with Pepper to become a professional friend. All right, he has a bunch of questions for us. There's a math question in there. And if you answer it incorrectly or correctly, he's like, I don't know what the answer is. I'm not good at math, but I think you're correct. All right, that's 9, and that's 10. All right, cool. Based on our answers, he's gonna decide whether he hired us or not. All right. So now we're on the train ride home, and instead of a call, it is our dad. He found us, and he's basically telling us he's proud of us, and if we want to come home, we can. But he won't be in our way to be who we want. And he's stepping off the bus stop. Oh, wait, this is not a bus. This is a train. He's stepping off the train stop, and Niko's left with his thoughts. He thinks he totally blew the interview, but surprise, surprise, he's hired. Except that we're just going to skip the party. So, cool party, but we're not doing it. All right, cool. So now we're just going to go home. And once we enter the door here, the time will stop now. And that's Here Comes Niko.
Big
Very
GG.
fun game. Very beginner friendly. Recommend it to everyone who wants to try speedrunning. And thanks for having